podcast I actually watched was some relationship shit, and it had Charles White on there. Or what's that old? Is that his last name? The old dude that be wilding sometimes.
Charleston White. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, he was on Fresh and Fit. And I just like how he was breaking down to these women, like he was really breaking down to these women, like the how a man really is, and
yeah,
like
Charleston
they
hilarious.
really couldn't say shit. I love it.
I'm gonna listen to.
I will play some shit from Charleston, but nah,
For Your Mind Daily. You ever heard of that podcast? It's funny.
Charleston, bro. Nah,
No, it wasn't wild. No, Lucy, it wasn't wild. He wasn't wilding. He was just really talking like a real OG and breaking it down. Like y'all bitches out here really, y'all don't understand. Like you know what I'm saying? This is why we do. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't on there wilding. I thought he was gonna be on there wilding, but he wasn't on there. He was receiving respect. He wasn't on
you
there
talking about the
but,
comedy? Like his best appearance to me was when he was on 85 South. When he was on
85 South show is goated, bro. That show is
85 South. Yeah, when Charleston was on there.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. But that was a different version of Charles I seen that day. And I'm like, nah, this is really fire. This ain't the cringy shit. This ain't him saying, telling a nigga in Cleveland, fuck your daughter, fuck that bitch. That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a characteristic, because when I watched him talk to the podcast, I'm like, nah, this is really him. Like, all the other shit that's doing. Because he know how to
overall.
The 85 South, do niggas like the podcast or do niggas like the stand-up comedy shit more? Like,
I like the podcast more than the stand-up comedy.
Bro, I love the stand-up, my nigga. The stand-up, I watch this shit all the time, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
The stand-up fire. I like the show too. I like both of them for real. The 85 South. They be ignorant on this show. They'll have somebody on there like Trina or some shit.
Real
she come
niggas.
on there looking
man.
sexy, and he's like, "Oh, your titties out today?" Like dead ass. They'll say shit like that, and they be comfortable as fuck. They is real niggas on the bench. It's on the couch.
Gilly and Wallow shit fire too, but really, for real, I really only watch it because of Wallow, man. Like, no disrespect to Gilly, but Gilly has a way of like fucking up the, like, I don't know, man. He find a way to like mess up the flow of the show sometimes.
I really don't like. I ain't gonna say I don't like that show. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a big fan of that show.
Sometimes
it's just too many shows to watch. Like, it's just too many shows to watch now. Like,
we're gonna get to them brothers. We're gonna get to them brothers, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's some females out watching. What is it? For Your Minds? For Minds?
For Minds?
For Minds, yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with
Texas
them.
joints, like Megan Thee Stallion cousins, yeah.
Yeah, man, I fuck with them, man. They bird brain.
I ain't gonna lie. Nah, bro.
See, Cujo, I can't watch birds, dog. I can't watch birds, bro.
They're not like intolerable, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they birds. They kind of.
They definitely just air type bitches, my nigga.
Yeah, like, they funny, they cool. Like, you could be the homie with them and shit. But they definitely birds.
Nigga said I can't watch birds.
They definitely got
that,
like mentally, but it's fire to see. Like, you know, it's not like annoying.
Nah, yeah, for sure. Like these ain't like stuck up bougie bitches. Like, these bitches, like, they got their shit, like, you know, they can do whatever the fuck they want, but they just like giving the insight of just like how bitches move and think and shit, my nigga.
Yeah, they the type.
It's more funny than anything, bro. Like, them bitches is funny as shit.
And they mad cool, man. You know what I'm saying? They mad cool. It's like, they the types, bro, if you end up hitting one of them, man, you don't get that post-nut clarity type shit where it's like, man, you kind of annoying. Like, not for
sure.
That is a terrible endorsement.
Nigga
one of my favorite podcasts is Event Horizon.
Who's on there?
It's about space and sci-fi. It's super dope.
Okay.
Yeah, you be up in the clouds for real, huh?
If niggas got businesses and one time like financially and shit, my nigga, it's called Earn Your Leisure podcast. Niggas talk about Earn Your Leisure. Yeah, they talk about like a bunch of businesses, Bitcoin, crypto, everything, my nigga. Like, if nigga just like financially want to get like more knowledgeable, my nigga, definitely check that.
This might be cringy a little bit, but the dude, the Asian dude from Mad TV, he got a pod, the Tiger Bear joint.
Bobby Lee? No way.
Yeah, some of that shit be funny as fuck, man. Some of that shit be funny to me, man. Like it be kind of cringy sometimes, cause he got a pod with his wife, and that shit kind of weird sometimes with that dynamic.
Oh,
But dude,
the chubby nigga with the wild hair.
Oh, Tom Segura.
Yeah,
he's hilarious. Yeah, he's hilarious.
Oh wait, nigga, how did niggas forget about Mike Tyson? Niggas, salute to Tyson,
Mike
man.
Tyson
Mike has a dope pod. Yeah.
Tyson had Bobby Smurder on. He was ready to knock a nigga the fuck out, bro. Bobby Smurder was annoying the fuck out of my nigga.
was on there talking about not saying the N-word and shit. Like what do you mean? Like,
wait, why was he about to knock Bobby Smurder out?
Man,
Bobby Smurder just an annoying Brooklyn nigga, my nigga. Like, just laughing, just like mad ad-lib.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do a mic.
I was just telling you, I was supposed to sit in the car.
I got that brother, man. Like, nigga, like you annoy me, my nigga. Like I'm really bad, bro. Like he's so like, yo, I'm really bad right now.
If you like combat sports podcast,
Hey, what'd you say, Marad?
You said Hemingway?
And there's one more I fuck with.
You cut out for a second, man.
No, you cut off.
Oh, it's called Heavy Hands. My bad.
Heavy Hands?
Hey, yo.
That sounds wild.
Hey, just don't do that, brother.
Come on,
No,
man.
come on. That's a boxing term.
It's a boxing.
People can punch.
Nah, man.
That nigga said, "Hey, yo."
Yeah, like, I want to know how did you when the nigga say heavy hands? How you think like how did y'all even think?
That's hilarious.
I ain't gonna lie, he got it. He got it off though. Like he got it off. Like
Yeah, let me rock. I know I got it off. Niggas trying to play me.
Oh, you know what?
he got it off. Like
You got it off, but like, how did you even think in that game, man?
Hey, yo, don't look at me, man. You reacted too, man. Don't look at me.
I know I did not.
It's a New York thing. It's a New York thing, body bag. It's a New York thing. It's an East Coast thing now. It is what it is at this point. The Tariq from Power, he got a pod with the white boy Brent and shit from Power. That shit ain't bad either. Really just be interviewing people from the show, but it's actually pretty decent.
Everybody got a pod, man.
Everybody got a pod for sure.
Run mine off real quick. I watch a little bit of everything, man. I like Skip and Shannon. I'm not even a sports guy. I just like the chemistry, the dynamic that they got. I do watch Mad Show a lot, even though I feel like the content hasn't been up to par the past couple months. He's doing his thing, but I do watch them pretty frequently. There's also a pod I watch on YouTube, man. Private Talk with Alexis. It's Alexis Texas, man. She used to be a porn star.
Wow, that's
okay.
Let him cook. I'm interested.
He said continue.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah. She does a pod. She mostly interviews like other porn stars or ex-porn stars, but they talk about everything. Like she sits there with her little blunt and she makes them a little drink, and they just get busy, man. They just talk about whatever.
Yeah, I heard. Her career, she didn't fuck black niggas for a while because she said that devalues it hurts her money. Some people thought she was racist.
She's not racist, man. She said
no, she not.
She's dated black guys like outside of the business, and like it's just something for her friend.
I don't mean you're not racist, but I hear you though.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, it's just part of the business. People don't understand.
Y'all don't fuck any wrestling pods? Some of them brothers got like some some of the like retired wrestlers. They got
Yeah, I watch Booker T. Booker T got one called Reality of Wrestling, man. He also owns a league. Yeah.
What about
I'm probably gonna be nice.
I'm gonna check that out.
I fuck with
Stone Cold got a podcast.
Since we were podcast.
What you breaking up bad, brother.
Oh, y'all not gonna show Eric St. John wrestling podcast no love?
Oh, come on.
I ain't never watched that.
I'm gonna be honest.
I care about
that is literally the first thing in the Euro.
I'm also gonna go on record and say Breakfast with the Champ might be one of the worst podcasts in history. DNA is terrible at doing interviews. It's horrible.
Hey man, nobody care about Michael Strahan nephew, man. We're talking about real shit right now, man. bringing up Eric
That's
St.
funny as
John.
shit.
That brother's
That nigga
horrible.
really look like his nephew though. That's funny as shit.
The only one I
Crazy.
ever watched is the one when he
That's
had
really
casitas.
funny as shit.
I
Yeah,
mess
Geeky
with
shit is fire though. I fuck with Geeky
I
shit.
mess with Geechee stuff. I mess with Verb's podcast too, low key.
Verb got a
Nah,
pod?
Verb got a pod.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Verb is
Verb
very
got a
cringy.
podcast.
Verb is hilarious.
Verb need to start one because he the nigga that did
Would y'all
audiobooks back
count?
in the day.
Not that I listen to Spaces, but would y'all count Spaces as podcast?
No, it's not a
No, he
podcast.
done. No,
Let's get it
it's not a
started.
podcast.
Let's on that note. Let me take a sip of my drink. Let's get it started.
Here we go.
Let's get it started.
It's not a podcast. You can turn it into
Let's
a
get it started.
podcast if you got the power to, but
Okay, so Spaces is not a podcast. Let's break the fourth wall for a second. You know why Spaces isn't a podcast? Because
Why?
none of the niggas in Spaces who are doing this shit as a podcast monetize off of their shit, and they have.
But we're not talking about that. I'm talking about Twitter.
No, it's not. More times than not, these people who are on Spaces from other communities, they have their own either YouTube channels, Twitch channels, so on and so forth, and they kick the shit with people in Spaces.
So you don't think it could be even used as a platform for one?
Not at all, because when you look at how a podcast is, unless you're muting everybody, and then you only let certain niggas speak, but just like this weird, unorganized.
But what's the difference
shit?
between here though? People aren't muted here.
I mean, have you played some of these back, good brother?
Sure, yes.
Yeah.
Have you listened to? Oh, back, good bro.
I think the only thing different about Spaces.
That's what I said.
This group of niggas in this fucking room, my nigga. Even though niggas are muted, niggas damn near not know of everybody, but niggas talk to everybody though. Like you're in Spaces with you're in Spaces with 800. You're in Spaces with 800 people, my nigga. But only 6 people are talking.
Exactly.
Ain't no relations getting built like that.
Ain't no rapport. There's no rapport. I listen to. I randomly tap into like different Spaces because, like, even right now, I play video games a lot. I read a lot, so I'll tap into like authors, like giving behind the scenes shit on their. Like, they don't even consider it a podcast. It's like I'm just connecting with active supporters. Right. I see Twitch how they have members only streams, to where you're only allowed to cam up or mic up with the content creator if you donated this amount of money. Like shit like that. That's a little bit more organized.
I would say Spaces is more like a panel setup. Where you got, you know what I'm saying? You know how we've all seen videos where you'll have 5 or 6 niggas on the stage, and then you'll have, you know what I'm saying, the audience. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like a panel format, in my opinion. You know
I agree. I think it's and what was the joint that everybody was on? Clubhouse. Like I wouldn't consider Clubhouse like a podcast. People have tried to get their podcast off the ground using Clubhouse.
Right.
But we don't talk about a lot of the celebrity niggas that we know and love that failed trying to do this shit because it's unorganized. It's a headache to listen back to. We don't know nigga 472. Like, why the fuck is his opinion just as valuable? You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't know this nigga. Right. But hey, man, I'll say mine real quick just to get out the way, y'all. I've been heavily listening to 2 true crime joints very heavily lately. One is called Explore With Us. That's on YouTube. It's EWU, so EWU for short. And they be breaking down cases badly, like pulling up CCTV, like all types of evidence, stuff like that. And then This Is Monsters.
That shit is fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
Those 2 are like very, if you're a true crime person, you know what I'm saying, grew up watching Law and Order with your grandma, stuff like that, like, yeah, those
niggas saying the podcast they listen to?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's mad funny because
I'll say mine after you done, Cal.
My girl's a true crime nigga, but low key she love that crime junkie shit.
Yeah.
Me, I can't listen to them because their voice is insane, and like their voices, and they're like, it's a little bit like Dora, like they like one of them be like, hey, is that the hat? And then the other one be like, yeah, that looked like the hat. Let's look at the map. Yeah, that's the hat. Like it's kind of.
Oh, you talking about those? Okay, nah. Yeah. I thought when you said voice is insane, I'm like the people I just listed. they be narrating the hell out of stuff.
Oh,
like,
no. Their literal, the tone of their literal God-given voice is insane.
One dude I could think of that has a voice is just insufferable, man. I'd just be like, yo, how do you do these? Like, this shit, I can't sit through this, man. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
You know. But, yeah, Boom, you could go ahead.
Yeah, I listen to Mav Show from time to time, depending on the guest. So he still get a couple views from me. I more so listen to like movie podcasts and shit. Like movie reviewers and shit. Probably the main nigga that I listen to is a nigga named John Campia. He does a lot of his primary shit is like the Marvel, DC, you know what I'm saying, animated type shit. But he does everything else as well. He got a nice little team. When it comes to movies, that's him. I still listen to Big Facts, depending on the guest.
Yeah.
That's probably about it. As far
have you heard of Double Toasted, Boom? As far as movies,
facts. Yeah, for sure. What's my man's name?
I forget the light skinned brother's name. Hold on.
Yeah, I forget. Are you talking about the host?
Yeah.
No, that nigga's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he be cooking movies.
That nigga be that's a good recommendation if y'all haven't checked out Double Toasted.
Double Toasted.
That shit gonna have you. Yeah, that shit gonna have you laughing like a motherfucker. And what's Cal? What's his background? He used to do voiceovers for
Yeah, him and the shorter, chubbier dude.
Yeah.
Shorter. They were doing movie reviews like in the written form back in the day, like TV guide type shit as well.
Right.
So they were doing it before, like long before YouTube. I think they've been doing that for almost 35 years at this point.
Yeah. And the host, he's done like a lot of animated voices and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how he got his name, and like Kyle said, with the reviews and shit back in the day. But now, if you want to laugh at some shit, yeah, they gonna clown some shit. Especially if the movie is bad, they gonna clown some shit. But Double Toasted is fire. But that's pretty much it though for me. Like I mainly be on my nerd shit when it comes to the movies. So that's about it for real. Hold on. I'm wilding. I gotta give love to I always forget the name of their show, but I do tune in to my nigga Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes.
Smoke.
Yeah. Shit, fire.
Hey, I got two more. I just thought about kind of on the sports. Three. No, yeah, two more. Jenkins and Jones podcast, fire.
What's it called?
Jenkins and Jones.
Okay.
Jenkins and Jones. Okay.
Yeah, it's sports, but they cover a lot more like topics or whatever. Jenkins and Jones. And the other one is it's a lesser known podcast, but it's fire and it's one of my homeboys. It's called The Raw Room.
The Raw Room.
The Raw Room.
Okay.
Yeah. It's with my boy Darren Bates. We went to Auburn together, and his homeboy JC, who went to LSU, playing the Canadian Football League. You know, they talk about like football and other type. They keep it football, but they talk about other shit too. But it's
other shit in there. Oh. Yeah. JJ Redick podcast is fucking fire.
Yep.
That nigga, if you want a perspective from an athlete that was actually like, you know what I'm saying, in the field, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't a superstar, but put in his work and can give you like accounts of athletes and break down shit to a molecule. That motherfucker JJ Redick definitely is applying that Duke education properly, because that nigga knows what the fuck he talking about. This shit is fire.
I got two more. Brothers cut me off as soon as I said porn star, like it went somewhere else. I got to give these brothers the credit. I think they're the GOATs. Breakfast Club. Even though Angela Yee left, and I feel like the last couple episodes ain't really been up to par. And I don't like any of them individually, like DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlemagne. Their chemistry as a collective was super clouded, in my opinion. They got some of the best interviews. I also want to say too, I think my boy Lush One might be one of the best interviewers podcasting right now. If brothers ever caught him when he was on Ruin Your Day, like the brother is like a walking hip hop encyclopedia. But I seen recently, Adam bumped him up from him doing the show with Diz, like he's co-hosting with Adam sometimes, and they had Jewels and Jim Jones on there, right? And Adam was kind of lit. He would look like he was high on something, man. Like first 10 minutes, he just kind of like spaced off a little bit, and Lush just picked up the slack, and Lush just knew like everything, like all the songs, all the mixtapes, you know what I'm saying, all the slang, you know what I'm saying, everything that was going on in that region at that time. And it was really impressive, man. So I just want to say, if brothers ain't caught Lush, he's really dope at interviewing, man. Really, really dope on No Jumper, man. So
I want to say something really quick, then I'm gonna mute up real fast. But a lot of these podcasts I haven't heard of, and I wrote some of them down. Some of them I've watched before, came across. I'm not really dedicated or committed to any particular podcast. I kind of just roam YouTube and see what piques my interest at the time. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Drink Champs to me got like the highest replay value because I love hearing about old, seeing old rappers, the old people in the hip hop industry and the stories. Even though I feel like Nori, he kind of cuts the people off. He's got a little better at that. But a lot of the content on there and the backstories from the old head generation, man, I really love Nori's podcast, man. I wish it was more guests on there. Like I wish Lloyd Banks was on there. Like I like hearing like the backstory and the drama and the old hip hop stories and stuff that we ain't know about. I really like Drink Champs, man. That's probably my favorite one. That's probably the one I go to the most. I do watch JJ Redick podcast, All the Smoke. Those are dope podcasts. Shay is cool to me. But a lot of these that y'all recommended, I'm definitely gonna check out, man. So yeah, this is a dope topic, man. Whoever brought this up, appreciate it.
There is one more I did want to say though, on some like anime type shit. RDC World.
Yes, sir. Ski.
Them niggas is
they fired.
They're dope. I'm not gonna hold you, my nigga. That whole little thing they did with the anime house and like, if niggas watch anime and watch that, my nigga, that is gold, my nigga. These niggas are so lit with the anime and the gaming shit, my nigga. These niggas done started a whole convention, my nigga. Like, packed, my nigga. Like,
if y'all niggas can drop them links in.
I got it. I'm already on YouTube looking right now. I'm on YouTube.
Put a couple of the ones that I recommended in there.
These niggas are big on anime, but they do all like the LeBron skits and shit. Like when LeBron was down like 3-1. They did that shit. Like they do all like
yeah.
Their shit. I'm pulling up their shit right now for anybody who's gonna like check the chat. I'm literally pulling up the playlist.
They just posted when they said Kyrie was going to.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, King, the nigga said,
LeBron, what you want, Kyrie? What you want me to do? Like, what you want, bro?
Hey, King, nigga said, just on the blues.
That nigga.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I still watch some of them old clips, my nigga. Like, them niggas, like I said, like they're big on like anime and gaming and shit, my nigga. So them niggas is always on Twitch. They're always streaming and shit. So like, if niggas are into that shit, them niggas got that shit in a chokehold. Dead ass, nigga. Like,
I feel like their best series is that back and forth shit. Like when they be talking about like. You ever seen one of them episodes that's like called Back and Forth by RDC?
Yeah, with the debates and shit.
Yeah, when they do with the debates and stuff, really be fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? They do a lot of shit. They do the tier list like for a certain item and shit.
Nigga,
like
that anime house, nigga, that shit was amazing, bro. Like I've never seen no shit like
the video game house is better though. The video game house is hilarious. Like Mario just stealing on niggas. Like, Sonic coming in there like pissing him off. Like the video game, they both lit. Like the anime and video game house is lit.
Before we get up out of here, I'm gonna say something because somebody piqued my like reminded me. Y'all said math's joint. Somebody tried to bring up DNA's joint. Nobody's gonna watch that respectfully. It took me. I came about it by surprise. Like I didn't know where Roan was, like White Roan, KOTD Roan, and then it turned out bro has been doing a podcast with Patrick Beverly this whole time. And I told brothers about it like it's actually pretty hilarious because y'all know if you know Patrick Beverly, you know he's a very like no nonsense. He can joke every now and again, but he's a very like fuck you Nick, like he's that type of guy. And Roan is just up there sarcastic as fuck, like laughing, joking, like it's really it's an interesting dynamic, bro. I can't.
Talking about the basketball player, right? Patrick Beverly, right?
Yeah,
that's funny, man.
Real.
I've been seeing he got a podcast too lately. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to all the battle rappers making it to the next level. Like Lush doing his joint, No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? Pat Bev. Rest in peace to Pat Stay. His podcast was looking like it was gonna like do some really dope stuff as well. Geechee, no studioing. Like
podcast is fire, bro.
Yeah, like shout out to everybody who knows how to transition. Like that's dope. I'm really proud of brothers, man. I can't hold you.
Well, I got a real quick question to add just before we get what in y'all opinion, real quick, what do y'all think makes a dope podcast? Like, what do y'all look for when you're watching?
Good question.
I think it's two things. I look for one, chemistry. So
that's important.
Between the niggas who, you know, if it's a solo nigga or if it's a team or whatever, gotta add a chemistry. And then two, motherfuckers gotta know what they talking about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So them the two main things I look for. So regardless, if you're talking sports, music, whatever, movies or whatever, gotta be credible. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm gonna add one thing.
Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I was gonna add one thing to what Boone said when he talked about know what they talk about. I like podcasts that are also, you know, chemistry and all that. That's cool. I need y'all to be funny. Because it's audio based, so I need to be intrigued. I need to be entertained, and I also, to Boone's point, I need to be informed.
Right.
I need to be educated. I need to learn something. I need to get up on some facts that I wouldn't get nowhere else. So if I can learn something, you can entertain me by being funny, and with the chemistry, got one.
That's a perfect deal right there.
That's one thing I look for is like when I first started my YouTube and I wanted to talk about certain things, I told my cousin, I got you, I had you on there. He said, bro, you are well spoken, better than me. Like, you know when to say the right shit, how to say the right shit. Like, literally, the nigga was really well spoken. And like in a certain topic, bro, I'm like, let's talk about him. He said, I don't know if it's the right time. You know what I'm saying? He's calculating. He's kind of like a tone bro. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta know them people, because those type of people, that also leads us back into what Boone and Phil say, the information part. You know what you're talking about. You well spoken and you know how to actually speak, especially as a black man. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't like me. Sometimes I be trying to sip up and I be saying nigga and shit. If you say nigga on YouTube, kind of get hard to monetize your shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you say brothers and you know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta look out for certain stuff when it comes to podcasts. Like, sometimes I be thinking about that. Like, I don't know, man, like, if I get somebody on here with me or some shit like that, you gotta really think about that. The person you getting on there, like, how is y'all chemistry? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that chemistry.
I think I think, and I forgot to mention this because I had the mic up real quick, but the Joe Rogan podcast, that's one of my favorite podcasts, man. Joe Rogan got good personality. Like, to me, the chemistry is cool, but to me, I'm gonna listen to you if I like you. Right, I don't really care how good your chemistry is with the other person. If I don't like
this brother a Republican, man.
But I don't care about that. But Morocco's crazy. But yeah, I'm like, what type of guest are you bringing on? What type of info? Oh, my bad. I'm driving through a dead spot. But yeah, I think the guest is more important than the chemistry. If y'all got good chemistry, but you're not bringing on good guests and the guests aren't informing me of something that I didn't know or didn't know I needed to know, then I'm kind of cool. So I really like the Joe Rogan podcast because he brings a variety of different types of people onto his podcast in different fields, different areas. So yeah, man, to me it's all about the guest, man. Yeah, that's
I
pretty
like,
much.
I like
Also, the
when
questions.
I was just about to say, I like when the host asks like difficult questions, like stuff that we don't know already, and they're not trying to tiptoe around. Shout out my boy Doggy Diamonds, man. I don't know if y'all know who that is,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
Diamond Legend.
yeah, he gets right to it, man. Oh man, so you got shot in the face, huh? Tell me about that. That was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like, I like that. Like, let's not tiptoe around it. Like, let's get right to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, get them details, man. So, I like tough questions myself.
Yeah, that's how Vlad do. He just be cribbing. So you got shot in the face. You
Vlad,
was at your
right,
girl house,
Yeah, what
right,
gang are you a
guys
part
came and
of?
fucked him. And then niggas
right,
like, how you know about that?
right.
Hey man.
You said
Like,
that you Vlad be like, you said the address was what again? Like,
We
Like
definitely cannot
That
you're a
that
rolling
nigga
Philly
Vlad
fan.
is
Um,
egregious,
I'm proud of
dog.
that.
man. Goat right there, man. Vlad TV. Not
Yeah,
gonna
Vlad be
disrespect.
wilding, man. Vlad is the worst when it comes to that. Like, he's the worst, man. Like, just
So
straight
you're
up with
so you're a crip,
interviews.
huh? So you're a crip, huh?
Yeah.
No, I just like the color blue. I just like the color blue. No.
right.
You are
fucking
not finna get me
TV
caught up.
heavyweight. Fucking
You are
TV
not finna get me
heavyweight.
caught up. So you're a crip, huh? No, I just like the color blue.
What's the
Don't
label?
be
What's the
that
label?
way. Understood at least
Yeah,
though.
cause we making music. We making music, man. It's the label. I'm like, this nigga is not. You know you police, nigga. Get out of here.
I just like the color blue, man. I just,
Yeah,
I
that's
like
that's
that
why
color.
Ross and then went upside his head, man. But shout out Vlad, man. I guess. Now that's hilarious.
Wow.
He really did get his ass whooped.
This for
But
Vlad?
yeah. Vlad got jumped once, man. He got his ass whooped on
No,
top.
no. I know you saying I guess like I thought you were saying I guess like his show ain't lit, man. Vlad
Oh
got
no.
dragged.
Vlad is definitely yeah. I'm never gonna front on him like he not. Yeah, Vlad one of them
Hey,
ones.
but he sued them though and got paid. So shout out to that, Vlad, man.
Here go
Y'all know
K,
y'all
man.
can't really be flexing like this, like legit citizen thing every once in a while, man. Y'all know?
That's a fact.
Law abiding citizen, man. That's
Yeah,
Hey,
fine.
you know,
that
I'm an innocent guy, and you have felonies. Yeah.
that
All
interview
Yeah,
he
man.
had that interview with
But
Michael Franzese on, that's in the clouds, man. That Michael Franzese interview, that's in the clouds.
Vlad got a bunch of those though. Vlad got like endless series of like classic interviews though, man.
yeah.
Man, D.L. Hughley, like Sue Surf stuff, like
I when they get Boosie up there because he actually asked Boosie
Boosie.
questions. He ain't trying to be police. He's asking niggas questions, and Boosie out there is just
It's a fact. But we
most
gonna
wild
segue, man. You know what I'm
Yeah, let's get
saying?
it.
Cause
Get it.
this one, man. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all gonna have to really think about this one, or you know what I'm saying. If you're already like a movie, TV connoisseur, it might not be that difficult. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. We got movie brothers in here, man. We got Brother Boom in here, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying. So y'all know how this is gonna go, man. Lucci. It's actually Lucci topic. You know what I'm
Lucci
saying.
got the
So
worst movie takes ever. Salute to Lucci.
that's a fact. So he basically asked like, what remakes are better than the original? You know, it could be TV shows, it could be movies. You know what I'm saying? Really anything for real. What y'all feel like as far as remakes are better than the original? You know what I'm saying? I got a couple in mind already. I'm not gonna hold you, but I just want to see what
You
y'all
weren't
gonna say.
lying. Niggas really got to think about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a few, and then y'all might.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Like y'all brain.
Cause you know what? Cause you know, like what my first reaction is nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
nothing is, but
You got if you look up
That was
some
my
shit,
first
you
thought,
gonna
King.
see
That was
like
my first thought, King. I was like, nothing. I can't think of any remakes off the top of my head. It's like fire.
I got one. I got one
I'm looking at a
immediately.
list right now, but yeah, go ahead, Boom.
the new Top Gun was better than the original.
That's gonna get people. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
Not gonna
gonna get
lie, I
niggas
agree.
mad.
That shit was so
yeah,
cold, man.
yeah.
I agree, man.
That shit.
Movie in the Bruce Willis or something.
And nah, Tom Cruise, and the original was fire. But
Wait. Are we doing sequels or are we doing remakes?
No,
oh, you
remakes.
said remakes?
Remake.
Oh, my fault.
Remakes.
What you said? Remakes
Oh,
or
okay, okay.
oh,
Yeah, remake.
remakes?
Yeah,
Oh, my
remake.
fault.
Yeah,
Oh,
remakes
okay,
is
okay.
different. Yeah, different. You gotta
Oh
think.
shit.
Yeah, you gonna have to really think,
Remakes
brother.
makes it harder. Yeah, remakes makes it a lot.
I got one in mind so y'all can have an idea of like what a remake is. So, the 2004 Dawn of the Dead joint,
Fire.
that was cold. Now, mind you, the first one was already cold. Like the
Classic.
first one was like loaded. The fact that that shit really kind of like the one in '04 top that one, bro. So that's an
Okay,
idea.
okay. I just thought of one. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre joint that was
Oh,
made in
the '03
2000.
joint,
The '03 joint.
one with
Yeah.
Jessica
From
Biel.
the
One with Jessica Biel.
Oh man, I
yeah.
might have
From
to
the
agree.
original.
I'm not mad at that.
I might have to agree.
Yeah, I'm
I
not mad
just
at that.
might. That shit was
The
fire
easiest genre to go to first is horror.
for
It
sure.
probably is
Oh,
horror, right?
I know one. It's an anime. Anime. Hunter x Hunter. The original was fire, but the one they remade it, redid an anime, switched a little bit, shit about it.
There we go.
It's,
Thank
Yeah.
you,
it's
buddy.
better. It's better than the first one. The original was fire, but
I'm not a
the
super
next one they
anime
did was just
guy like
different.
that.
I know that. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know. You thought that's the only one I
No.
could think of.
I always heard
I
of
was
good
thinking
things
about
about it.
Tomb Raider, but I don't know if that Tomb Raider was such a sequel because it's two different Tomb Raiders in two different eras. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I really don't want to do that.
I got another one, man. The Casino Royale joint, man. Like Daniel Craig, man. That's better than the original to me. Like that shit was cold, man. It was
Yeah, that
very,
shit
very
was fire.
cold.
What would y'all say about Batman?
Oh, Batman Begins is a remake.
The same story. It's the same story, but it's just being retold.
Yeah, I would put that up there badly.
I got the on my weird shit because y'all know it's Cal, bro. Like, I didn't know that The Office was a remake until I watched the remade Office, like the American Office.
Yeah, they got the Japanese one.
I'm talking about the European one, like the
okay.
original.
I thought you talking about the American version. That's a remake.
Yeah, the American is the remake, and then the European one is the original. So I watched the American one out. It was clouded. It was classic in my mind, and they're like, "Nigga, like Americans steal everything." Da 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 da. Woo de woo. So I went and tried to watch the original joint with, I forget the white dude's name who be doing like TV shows and shit. But I was like, yeah, no, I want to try it out. Prefer my niggas. Like I prefer me niggas.
I'm not mad at that.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Nah. The 2017 joint, that shit was mid, man. I'm not gonna hold you.
And the remakes are better than the original.
What you got, kid?
I got first is Dredd, a remake of the original Judge Dredd. The remake is killing. Yo, I think we talked about this before with movies that underrated movies. There's one of the podcasts, and that movie Judge Dredd, bruh. If y'all ain't seen the remake, it's up.
Yeah, I agree.
Sick. And then I got Scarface. The remake is.
I didn't even know that was a remake. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a remake.
That was a remake.
Heat was also a remake.
You know what? I got one, man. I got one. You can go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead, Kate.
Is The Departed. It's a remake.
Oh,
classic.
Those are my three right there.
Damn.
I probably got Heat. I got Heat number one.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
I got these is video games. They classic though.
Y'all know I love it. He's got one of the most realistic shooting scenes of
ever.
all time, bro.
Studied
Arguably
by the
ever, man.
military. No, Cujo. It's
Yeah,
not. It's not debatable. When your shit is studied by the Marines and the armed forces for how to
when Val
tactically.
Kilmer was letting off that AR,
Yeah,
man,
nah.
I
That
was
man.
like, this is
But you
real.
but you want to know what, Cujo?
Yeah.
And side note, I'll do this at another time, but I wanted to do an appreciation for Michael Mann, um,
Mm-hmm.
who, if you look at his films, that is a common theme. His combat scenes or like ballistics
Yeah.
are like next fucking level. Like Kyle said, niggas, the Marines and military and armed forces actually go back to his movies. Like if you watch Collateral, there's this theme where Vincent, they're in the alley, dudes is trying to rob Jamie Foxx or whatever,
Mm.
and he walks up on the two niggas. the way the way he walks up from the time he pulls out, pause, and guns down these two niggas in the alley. Like you can actually Google it. Like it's studied as to how they perfected uh how it actually is in real life when niggas get gunned down. Like yeah, it's crazy. Michael Mann is the best at that. So, but we'll do the Michael Mann appreciation another time. Though.
Nigga perfected the walk up.
I got a few.
He perfected the walk down for sure.
So what? I got one, man.
Hey, Cujo,
Yeah.
I got two
You got
more.
one?
These is video games. Yeah, these video games we played. That Crash Bandicoot and that Spyro remake. I feel like it was it was better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Really?
It brought up it because it was the nostalgia, the graphics, the gameplay, the fluidity of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I just feel like, especially that Spyro one, I feel like it was better. You know what I'm saying? I can't really think about the movies because I watch movies, but like movies, they ain't so many. If y'all naming them, I can't really think about no TV shows either.
I just posted it in the chat. By the way, it's a 2-minute scene. Niggas want to watch these niggas get gunned down professionally.
Gunned down professionally is crazy.
Watch that shit, Kyle. That shit is crazy.
No, boom. You're not talking to anybody, brother. My family had this movie on VHS. Boom. When you said walk down in that, I instantly, I remember. Tom Cruise in white hair is a nightmare nigga.
It's a different nigga, dog.
Yeah, he's the nightmare nigga, bro. Like
I got one, man. Before Brother Ty goes, I got one. I feel like y'all gonna appreciate this. I know y'all brothers love westerns. True Grit, man. Man, that shit was cold, man. Josh Brolin
Grit is fire.
Yeah, Josh Brolin, man, did his thing.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Badly.
Yeah, I like that.
Haley Steinfeld, man, Matt Damon, like that shit was, yeah.
All right, go ahead, cause I got one that's gonna get niggas mad.
I got
niggas.
I'm gonna just run through them. I'm a huge Addams Family fan. Happy since I was a kid. Original black and white used to come on. Not baby. Original black and white show used to come on at Nick and I used to watch at my babysitter's house, and that was from the 60s. I always thought that was fire when I was a kid. Then the movies came out right after that with Christina Ricci. I thought the reboot that they did, the animated ones, I thought those were better than the reboot from my childhood, to be honest. I watched those with my kids. It's a lot of sarcasm, a lot of dry humor in both of those movies. I think they're fire. Annie with Jamie Foxx. That's another one. Watch with my kids. I think that's better than the original. I used to have to watch that with my mom. She used to make me watch it when I was a kid. All the Planet of the Apes franchise were way better from the 60s where they had
that's low-key.
You're not lying.
Not lying. Yeah, he's not wrong. That's the crazy part. He's not wrong.
Got two more. Bram Stoker's Dracula from '92.
Wow.
Better than the black and white vampire movies. And also a childhood favorite of mine, Scrooge with Bill Murray. Better than the original Christmas Carol. And then I got one, man, I was about to break the building. This is like a almost but not quite. The Halloween reboot in 2007 from Rob Zombie is an excellent horror movie. You know what I'm saying? If you into horror, especially if you're a Michael Myers fan, they delve into details about his childhood. I always thought that was a super fire take on such an old franchise, but it's not quite as good as the original Halloween, but it's close. And those are my picks. Yeah.
Okay, let me say this before we go. Look, this is why I have to follow up time. Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights. The remake was better. I'm sorry, respectfully, because they based it all off of Dylan, like the Dylan Panthers, from the movie where we remember like Booby Miles and everybody like that, and they made it into a TV show that was like, I think it was like 6 or 7 seasons or something like that. But it was revamped as well, like from top to bottom, and they kept some of the people from the actual movie in the TV series. Friday Night Lights, in my opinion, is like up there. And I'm gonna be honest, it's very interesting to see none of us have brought up any musical remakes at all, which is very hilarious to me, because I can think of a lot of niggas. The knee-jerk reaction is Elzai remaking Illmatic and making it Elmatic. I love that, but that's not better than Illmatic.
I love that album.
Yeah, Illmatic. You know why? Because you can't. It's hard to create a vibe in the time era. It's so much shit. It's so much energy and natural, just you of a person that goes into music. It's hard to reach. You can't. Kanye said it's real yourself. You can't recreate your classic album. Whatever your classic album is, you can't recreate that.
Yeah, because you can't re-simulate a bevy of things. Thank you for saying Kanye. Jay-Z said it took me 26 years to make the first album.
Hey yo, you said musical remakes. I'm thinking about the Migos right now. They just made the Only Built for Infinity Links.
And it wasn't good. It was because it just only built for Infinity Links.
No, that shit was fire.
Only Built for Infinity Links is fire.
No, what I mean is, as a remake, I didn't feel like it was. Like if I'm comparing it to the remake, hell no.
I don't consider it a remake though. I just consider it a homage.
It's a homage to the original.
That's not in the category. That's not in the category then, because we're talking about track for track.
That's not an actual remake. That's not a remake.
Yeah, we're talking about remake. Yeah, that's how
you're talking about. Like actually taking the beats from the album and then remaking. Okay, all right. Well,
yeah, like you have to. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said it's going to be if we're all music heads here, bro.
Like if you take what Cal said, if you listen to Elzai's, if you listen to Elzai's Elmatic, you can tell not just from the title, but the beats. He's actually rapping over the beats.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's doing his rendition of that album. Like that's a remix. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the Only Built for Infinity Links is just an homage to the title of Only Built for Cuban Links. They didn't actually follow no type of format.
And boom, you heard the album, like the whole, like in Elmatic, one of my that has one of my favorite songs of all time. Period. Like in my top, if I have to do like full songs, not do albums from niggas, Life's a Bitch from Elzai. It is crazy.
Man, he smoked that shit.
You know what I
boom, you hear me? Hold on. Let me be a music nerd for a second. Hold on. Because he goes the Life's a Bitch intro, the boom, all that, like the slow walk, the realizing the realism in life and actuality, all of that. I love that right there. And then it goes, the whole song goes, and then it drops down into the accompaniment, like the musical accompaniment of the song, and then it boom, and drops down. Keep on running in and out of my life. Just drops back into the original. Oh my god!
That's how you make a masterpiece. Like if I was, I feel like Offset, not Offset, but Takeoff and Quavo, Only Built for the Infinity Links. What they did on Cuban Links was they was having little shits talking back and forth through the album. Now, if they would have did that, then I'd have been like, I see they trying to accomplish something here. No, they just went. I
feel what you're saying. Yeah, if they would have did the concept of how they did their concept of their album, like you're saying, like they Ghost and Ray was going back and forth, like against each other on the album, and I don't think they were doing. They weren't going back and
like,
forth.
Just like,
they were definitely
talking like in the middle, like in the beginning of the song. He's like, "Hey, where my killer tape at, man?" No, I don't know what happened, man. Them niggas came over for 40s and shit, little shit like that. Niggas don't even do shit like that no more. And then the song come in. Like if they would have did that format, then it would have been more like, okay, they trying to remake it. You know what I'm saying? But they just wanted to like pay homage. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's tough to do a musical remake though. Like what Elzhi did is something that, you know what I'm saying, you really gotta like take your time and like really craft that out. And I don't think there's a market for that in today's.
Elzhi did it, and it still ain't Illmatic. That's why it's hard.
Still ain't Illmatic. That's crazy, buddy. But you're right. Still ain't Illmatic.
And there's not a market. There's not a market. Yeah, there's not a market for track, bar for bar remakes. Like you're dealing with. You look at the people that we grew up with, because we're gonna transition into the topic later on to where it's like the Billboard top 10, the remaining 10. Look at everybody else on that list. The people that we grew up listening to, they're rapping, their content level, their what is it called? Like their metaphor game, similes, entendres, and it's so much different now. It's 20 years removed. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, we have albums that we grew up listening to that are 30 plus years old at this point. So you trying to like, okay, cool. Like, if I'm a drug dealing nigga, like for instance, when I think drug dealing rapping niggas, we'll do RIP to the young brother, but he was still speaking in that path, like somebody like Dolph or Jeezy or so on and so forth. I cannot in my brain picture somebody remaking Reasonable Doubt in a way that's better than Reasonable Doubt. Can't. From the drug dealer niggas right now. I can't. The expectation of lyricism is different.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't picture somebody going back and being like, you know what? I can make All Eyes on Me better. We don't have a nigga like that right now. You see what I'm saying? Like, closest person as far as like charisma.
Well, we did.
And I don't think it would be received that way too.
We did, but we don't know more.
We did, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna say this.
I feel like
I feel like that nigga better than Pop.
I know what Boom's gonna say, but I don't feel like there wasn't a. As much as I love him, Boom, there wasn't. Bro never came off with a desperation, like a yearning for like that what do they call it? Like the heart chakra, like that. Come on, like that. Like Nip was more so like, hey, like I'm really giving you niggas game. Like pay attention. Da, 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 da. Like he leaned closer towards the like to Snoop more than anything in my mind. He did have those elements of being aware, being a community builder, and being able to implore people to do better. But I didn't feel like he was begging for acceptance like Pac was to an extent.
I feel that, and Pac is natural his own. But if Nipsey, this said Nipsey was still alive, and he said, "I'm gonna do what album you say, like Me Against the World or some shit," and he said, "I want to do it. I want to kind of like follow the structure Pac did." I feel like that would be a good like it would have been impactful, because I was listening to him not too long ago, really yesterday, and I'm like, no, I feel like he's better than Pac. The shit he was saying, how his shit was, it's just, I seen it, I did it, like, it's just, I don't know, I just feel like he was better than Pac, because then I try to go after that and listen to Pac.
You know I had to.
And no disrespect to Pac, it wasn't touching my soul the same. I didn't say it didn't touch my soul, it just wasn't touching my soul the way Nipsey was, like, just,
you're older though.
You know,
Cujo, you're not Cujo, my bad, excuse me. Body bar. You're older you're older in the age to where Nipsey's music is appropriate, like age appropriate. Like I get it, we can listen to music like posthumously, but it's like we weren't 20 whatever 30 when Pac came out to us. We weren't actively changing, you see what I'm saying, like doing the charger, making sure we close to it to make sure our pages go off, and then only moving at, you see what I'm saying, that's a little bit different. That environment is different, so your perspective is
I'm gonna say it, but sometimes it's certain things he was talking about, I feel like he, like Pac could have talked about and he did it better, like equity, getting your credit up, shit like that. I feel like he would probably. I just feel like me personally, he delivers that type of message of bossing up, and then each album Nipsey dropped, you understood, you can see his elevation, and you can hear it too. In each album, like, oh
Yep.
no, he's getting better.
I
He's getting
would
better.
say
He's getting better.
with
Pac,
Pac and Nip.
good shit, but he had a lot of other judge shit. But I do agree with it. It's too. I wasn't. I was legit. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's. I get what you're saying.
I would say between the difference between them is Pac was just he's very passionate. You know what I'm saying? You know, family comes from a long line of black nationalism. You know what I'm saying? And being a militant. So that's like the stark difference between them two. Nip touched on, you know, financial literacy. He touched on, you know what I'm saying, like a little bit of fighting back against the man, but not, I wouldn't say like to the same degree that Pac did in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't listen to enough Nip, but I wouldn't say, you know what I'm saying, like just considering just, you know, who Pac was as far as his family background and you know what I'm saying, Sada Shakur and everything. That was kind of Pac's lane, like black nationalism, being a staunch black militant, also kind of, you know, being in the rap
Right.
game and having to deal with niggas crossing them out and being paranoid, like
Pac was
drugs.
also very introspective too.
Yeah,
Very
very
introspective.
Cujo, I'm gonna say this though. I feel like when he got
Pac
with
has
Death
so
Row, he
many
kind of switched.
different
He kind of
like.
changed a little bit.
I mean, yeah, Thug Life Pac is different
Absolutely.
from early
Yeah,
Pac. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Thug
Like
Life Pac is.
Thug Life Pac is going
Me
through
against
shit.
the world, me against the world, Pac, and then you go to him after that. Like it's two different. You know, as for like,
Grab
I
your
don't know,
blacks if you
man.
love Tupac.
Yeah, like it's like
But and Cujo,
for my
to
nigga Pac,
add on to
like
your point,
he was a backup dancer for Shock G and them. Like
that's what he
him being a
needed to do.
poet, you know what I'm saying? Him being best friends with Jada, like after he got shot, you kind of see like both personalities kind of like come together in a way. You know what I'm saying? And then he's dealing with, you know, just a lot of stuff, man. The allegations and you know what I'm saying, like you got industry beef. It was a lot going on, man. Like Pac was just a very multifaceted type of person. I do see people fault him for that. Like they critique him for that shit, you know. I don't necessarily like. I don't look at it the same like I used to. Like,
And his fight back, Cujo, and I know that you're a person who understands history as well. Like what Pac was indoctrinated into in light of his family being who his family was, their fight back was different from the
right,
fight back that can be successful today. Yes, absolutely. You were indoctrinated for an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, ear for an ear, nose for a nose, so on and so forth. The power now is within the equity, within the ownership, within the commanding of resources. Like, you see what I'm saying? There was a wise proverb that was said to where it essentially went like, hard men make peaceful times or soft times, and then soft times make hard times. Like that, we're in the transition now, as to where it's like it's no more like as far as widespread rappers in the up and coming industry go now. It's like you don't have to really worry about gang violence like that, like heavily. You have to worry about niggas when they sign you in light of you signing the contract. You're signing a life insurance clause to where they still maintain the ownership of your rights and your likeness. That was something that Pac himself missed because they did the hologram with him early on. You see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
It's a different fight back now. Like the whole black entrepreneurship. Not saying Pac wasn't doing that, but as he did that and then they assassinated him, the algorithm in the Matrix updated to where it's like, oh, he told y'all this. Let's do it differently now. And
I think
then
Pac was on his way out.
yeah.
Pac was
The
on his
thing,
way
the
out of
thing with
music
Pac
though.
is that he did go to black expos. He did speak at colleges. You know what I'm saying? So he was on his way to speaking about ownership. He did have people forget about the Machiavelli clothing line. You know what I'm saying? That used to be a thing back in the day. It was owned by his mother. I think she sold the likeness of it, unfortunately, to
Cal,
some white
Cal, his
dude.
life was taken. His life was taken so much earlier than we needed
Yeah,
it to be.
that's
That
another
he didn't
fact.
get a chance. He didn't get a chance to get that financial literacy that Nip
He was
got.
on his way to some degree.
He
Like
was
he
on his
started
way
talking
because
about
he was
collaborating with
slowly
others.
he was slowly phasing out of hip hop. Well, I ain't gonna say phasing out of hip hop, phasing out of making music to making movies, in which the movie bag is totally different from that music bag. So then, if he do a couple of them, he get in that pocket. Now he up.
Yeah, it's
Right.
going different. It's going
When your
different.
stepfather is Matulu Shakur, man, like, and
Bro,
your godmother's
Tupac would
Assata
be
Shakur,
exactly where Snoop is right now if
yeah,
Tupac would have stayed alive.
yeah.
We'd be looking at Tupac just like we look at Snoop, like, oh, that's Tupac. What's up? You out here?
I don't want to
Give
get
us
too
some
much Pac
Tupac
talk, man.
stories, but
This is
we
how
ain't gonna tell
polarizing
you.
Pac is, bro. Like,
Exactly.
we can talk about
Thank you,
anything,
Cujo. Thank you,
and
Cujo.
somehow Pac becomes a topic, bro. We could talk about the brother for at least 15, 20 minutes, man.
I
Because
know if Tupac never died, that him and that Nipsey feature would have been crazy. Like,
man,
all I would have
that'd be wow, man. Even thinking about that would have been crazy, bro. Because I know it would have happened. Like, that's
it
the
would have
insane
happened.
part. Yeah, if Pac would have got on there with the Hennessy enemies and all that. Like, that would have been, yeah.
Nigga over here
That
talking
would
about
have
swinging.
yeah, that would have been fire, man. I think I got a couple more remakes, man, before we get to this list, man. I know y'all really wanna, um as far as TV shows, man, like if I had to do TV show remakes, that MacGyver remake was fire. It was one they recently did a couple years back. That shit was cold. The Doctor Who joint, very dope.
I got one Cujo for you on the TV
Oh
show
man.
side. They got a black kid playing the character. What's the fuck? Gotta be there to breathe.
I feel like I know what you're talking about. I forgot. It
What's the name of that song? What's the name of that series, young? The name is it? It's Family something. Family
Would Cobra
something.
Kai,
Family
Cobra
something. It
Kai
sounds familiar.
would
Oh,
that be a
Cobra Kai
remake?
is up there badly. Jesus.
That's a remake.
Cobra Kai doesn't count as a remake. It doesn't.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I was.
oh
That's what I was
That
asking.
doesn't count.
It's a
No,
spinoff.
That was
I
a
It's a
was
spinoff.
hold
time
on.
skip.
I was asking. I was only asking because they do so good of a job
Oh
in
yeah,
tying the movie and
What's the
characters
name
you
of
never
this?
really knew about that you see
yeah.
vaguely in the
See,
movies. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? That's why I was asking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because if it was, I'm definitely gonna say it's up there.
Okay. I got the Twilight Zone up there too. They remade the joint in the 2000s. That shit was cold. Um, Hawaii 5-0. That remake was fire. I'm not gonna hold you.
Wait, Miami Vice with
Miami
Jamie
Vice.
Foxx.
Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Fire.
On the animated side of the game, I ain't gonna lie, man. I know y'all brothers. I know y'all '80s brothers, man. Booming y'all, man. Y'all had Thundercats back in the day, but there was a Thundercats remake in like 2011, bro. Like
That bitch was hard. I
that
Do
remember
shit
this.
that, Kusa.
Don't
fire.
no Cujo, that doesn't count because
It doesn't.
it gets nullified because of what niggas did to Thundercats last year.
What you
That
mean?
was
Oh,
oh
last year? I don't remember last.
I
I'm not
know, but
acknowledging the new shit, man.
I posted the
No,
picture.
you can't nullify that because it's still at the end of the day that's still a remake.
Don't hate, brother. Congratulate,
It's a
brother.
good hold on. This is why I say it nullifies because Thundercats is fire.
Yeah, it is fire. It's
They
classic.
got a remake that was fire, but they also have a remake that's fucking terrible. So
I'm
the
acknowledging the
remakes,
one that's fire.
you can't.
He-Man,
You just gonna ignore the.
What you mean?
that nigga
I didn't know they remade one.
Oh, they did.
He-Man got a
They
remake
did.
on Netflix.
Oh,
Cujo,
He-Man, yeah, that joint fire
I swear
too.
to God. I swear to God. Watch me do this. Watch how I do this. Watch how
Man,
I
we
do
go
this.
style, man.
No, because I added you. You responded to it last week.
Here
Hold
you go.
on, and you said no. I only care about the joint the remake that I like. Hold on.
Yeah, man, that's the only one I'm acknowledging, brother. That's it. And while you doing that, I'm gonna bring up a couple more, cause they did a remake for Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's on I think it's Nickelodeon app. I ain't gonna lie, that shit not bad. It's not bad. When you consider a show like Are You Afraid of the Dark, that's a '90s classic. This current one stands up with that one, man. Arguably. So yeah, man.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. When I show you this, when I show
Here
you what
you
they,
go.
I replied to it. All it says is yeah in the chat. Go ahead, click that original situation, good brother. See what they did to the Thundercats in 2020.
The
See what they
iCarly
did.
joint is fire too, by the way. The iCarly remake is fire too. I forgot about that
Are you
joint.
talking about the one they did for the little kids now, bro? Like that's for these little kids, bro. You
That's
can't.
Nigga,
not for the
Thundercats
kids,
was for
man.
us. We were little kids. What are you talking about? Thunder.
What you mean? What you mean when I'm talking about they stay doing that now for every cartoon, bro? We can't count that. They do that for
Yeah,
everything, bro.
now here
They
you
did that for
yeah,
teen. They
yeah.
did that. They
I
did that
see
for
what you're
teen. They did
doing,
that for
brother.
Teen Titans, bro.
It count.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Remakes are for the following generation. Hold on. Let's not forget what the original remakes are literally to reintroduce a new generation to an elder property. That's what remakes are. This
Alright.
is the reintroduction, my nigga. Do you see how these goofballs look? Look at these. Look at them. Look at how they massacre my boy. Shout out to the guys. Hey, look at how they massacre my boy. Look at them.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, this might be blasphemous. But Bel Air, if it's going the way it's going, I don't know. I don't know.
I ain't never seen it.
Let me
I ain't
stop.
never seen it, but
You gotta relax. Yeah, you gotta relax.
You can keep Bel Air. You keep Bel Air. I get it. I get what you're saying, Cujo. Not Cujo. I get what you're saying, but nah,
It's fire
you keep
though.
that.
But yeah. It's a little too serious. But hey, man,
It's very serious to a show that was very lighthearted. Like I get it, y'all trying to be dark, grungy, Bel Air. Like, come on, dog.
Hey, for cringe purposes, I agree with Cujo.
Oh, for cringe purposes, no. Ty, sit and wait for that translation. Sit and wait for that translation, good brother. Yeah.
They got my nigga Carlton out here on perk 30s and all type. Like, God, man, stop.
Yeah, nah. But you know, people really be out here on perk 30s now. The kids be on perk 30s.
Hey, but that's how you make the shows now. You gotta have that drama and shit, man. Like it ain't like how it used to be. You gotta have that real shit. You know,
nigga a druggie and a hater.
I mean, Carlton was a goofy ass hater. He was. If we go back, like, he was a goofy ass hater. Respect.
Yeah, he was a hater. He was hating on Will sometimes. He was
a hater. Like we're we're not.
He had good intentions, but it's a different type of hater. It's just like, we're gonna turn to a different type of hater.
Still was acting funny and shit, but
yo, why does that 2020 joint look like Adventure Time? Who made this?
Exactly.
It got the same animation as the Teen Titans.
No, I hate when they do that. Yeah, I hate when they do that shit because, bro, y'all really don't know. Y'all really fucking shit up for real, bro.
Yeah, I don't like the animation, man. We gonna segue with.
Yo, it's 1985 when they actually gave women hips. They put hips on.
I see what this brother's doing, man.
They drew hips on a woman. Like, what are you doing, Cal?
We gonna segue, man. We gonna segue. I see what Cal was doing. You trying to fuck up a classic, man. Is a classic. All right, that's all I know, man. We yeah, man.
Niggas is out of pocket, G.
Y'all know what we here for, man. Listen, man. Billboard finally did the top 10, man. Top 10, finally. You know what I'm saying? It got revealed this week.
Let's bring K back. Hold on, because I want niggas to have to read it and weep. Who's number 2?
Here you go, man. First of all, can we just at least go through the list first?
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I see what you're doing, brother.
This must be based off numbers. This has to be based off.
Oh yeah. Let me post the criteria again, man. Last week where we did this, bro, I had to post that shit 11 times, man. So I'm gonna just get it out the way now again. Now you good. In no particular order. It says body of work, achievements. You know what I'm saying? Charted singles, albums, gold, platinum, cultural impact, influence, longevity, lyrics, and flow. All right, so now I'm about to go through this damn 10. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of egregious a little bit, but whatever, man.
Can you post a screenshot?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that after you know what I'm saying?
Now remember, number 11 was Kanye West.
Yeah.
Remember that. Number 11 was Kanye West.
Egregious. He should have made top 5 easily. But anyway. 10 is Nicki Minaj.
Not mad at that.
9 is Snoop. 8 is Drake.
Okay.
7 Lil Wayne. 6 Notorious B.I.G. 5 Eminem. 4
Look. Before you go out, Cujo, you see how they just said? See how they said?
"Ah" to Eminem, but said they was cool with Nicki.
Of all people we mentioned,
Nicki.
Let it happen.
We going on criteria.
Yeah, let me go through the.
Hello, Cujo. You said they sandwiched that nigga right in between them two niggas? Man, I don't like that.
Yo, he's the. Hold on. Because we gotta. Yeah, we gonna talk. All right. 3 is Nas. 2 is Kendrick. Yeah. And 1 is Hove, man. Sean Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Post a screenshot so we have a reference point.
The criteria. I'm the criteria guy, man.
I like this.
Yeah, brothers, man.
Niggas mad. Niggas are mad. And I like this.
I would drop Eminem probably at 9. I drop Eminem.
You literally can't because when you look at the criteria. You look at the criteria, Phil.
We looking at the criteria and we talking about.
Yeah, I mentioned the
longevity. He missed on the longevity part.
No, he's not.
I really got a problem with Lil Wayne being number 7. I really got a problem with Tunechi.
You think he's gonna make top 5, body bag?
Absolutely.
Hold on. Can I address Phil real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, brother. Boom.
Did you say Eminem misses the longevity part?
Yeah, I don't think the longevity, like the years.
What you mean?
What?
Let's do this.
Jay-Z is.
Yo, what you got over there? What you drinking on?
Jay-Z's longevity. Jay-Z. No, hold on, man. Jay-Z longevity is longer than his. Kendrick's longer than his. Nas is longer than his. Snoop is longer than his. Drake is longer than his. Wayne is longer than his. He's longer than his.
All right, it's gonna be one of them nights.
What is he talking? What are you talking about? All right. Now y'all just want to be act up. Y'all want to act up.
Yeah,
act up. I literally just gave you 7 people on the list that's longevity is longer than Eminem's. When is the last relevant Eminem project?
We're not talking about relevancy, though. We're talking about longevity.
Longevity means relevancy. That means you're hot right now. You're hot.
No. Longevity is a different word for a reason, brother.
All right, so longevity is short for legacy. Is what y'all trying to say?
No, it's not. That's literally not the same.
Because you have two posthumous acts on this top 10 list. That's why I say it that.
Posthumous. Let's get that correct. Let's go ahead.
Whatever, bro. You know what the fuck I'm saying.
Stop trying to use big words and acting like you know the meanings to them. You don't.
I know what the fuck I said, though. I know what the fuck I said, and I know what the fuck I meant. So don't try to come in here and try to be all like, police on if you don't know it. Nigga, I know what the fuck posthumous. I know what the fuck that means.
I like that.
Nigga, just because I ain't said it right. What you talking about?